but you know this already apparently. You told each month it's the same. Without protest, you can't. Neither one of you goes in unless you hand it to them. It's apparently not. I'm not here to take sides, that's just what I've been told by the lady that knows that you come every month and it's fine. And then they know you're going to hand a letter in. You can go in to go and hand it in, or you can put it underneath the door, or pass it to me and I'll take it in for you and give it to the lady. Okay? So you can full of blood in there. That's fine, I'll take it in for you and give it to the lady. Okay?
It's not an opinion, it's a matter of fact that the 1969 Act of Free Choice was never an act of free choice at all. It's the greatest hypocrisy in the 21st century, when every indigenous group of people have an inalienable right of self-determination. And the people of West Papua are under military occupation now, which the world does not know about. That is what we need to make the world become aware of, and make the people of Free West Papua have a proper referendum, not the 1969 pass, which was a selective process, if you like, to please certain powers at a time. That's basically it. That's what we're fighting for.
Here? Okay, sounds great. Anybody speak Spanish here? No. That's a cute flag. No, it's West Papua. Oh, Papua, oh, my apologies. Artist Kosovo, you automatically it does, doesn't it?
Should we go in later?
Yes, sit here. Sit here. You have to come through security. Come through, please. So you need to stop filming until you get inside.
We've received assurances in the past that our embassy and representatives there, are very mindful of the importance of the human rights situation, do monitor the situation in West Papua, will visit, will ask questions. It's all within the framework of the present policy being to recognise West Papua as an integral part of Indonesia. That is the government's position. Obviously, ideally, we would like to shift that policy as well, and that's what the campaign for self-determination and recognising the iniquities of the original so-called Act of Free Choice and we're all about. But at least if we can keep prodding and ensure both from the UK government and other international bodies that there's a maximum scrutiny of what's happening there and put pressure on the Indonesian authorities to hold people to account for these outrageous things that we've been hearing about, infringements of human rights, killing people, imprisonment, simply for demonstrating their human rights, then that all helps the people there and helps build momentum for the campaign. I do think that sort of raising awareness is a very, very important part of it. The launch of the International Parliamentarians for West Papua was an important step forward.
Yes, I fully understand that. But I was thinking in terms of either a parliamentary question or some kind of debate, yes. In which case we have to hang it on something fairly specific. Why will the government initiate discussions at? Something of that sort.
That's why I was asking for the reference of this Amnesty International report yesterday. Yeah. That's certainly, I'll be happy to ask a parliamentary question on that, and it might be you're better placed to judge than I. It might be the peg for a start question in the laws where questions haven't been asked before. The other thing we can do, I'm very happy to do, is to initiate a German debate in the Commons. Whether a half-hour debate, which is typically just one member for a quarter of an hour and a minister responding, although others can pitch in, or an hour and a half debate. Because if we go for an hour and a half debate, we do need to get more MPs along and taking in an interest. And I think it's appropriate this meeting sort of discuss this. I think this is a challenge we face because there is significant goodwill, I think, amongst a growing number of MPs and peers as well. Everybody's bombarded every day with umpteen all-party group meetings, as I'm sure you are, and actually getting people to meetings or getting them to participate in the debate on this would take some organisation. I think it's worthwhile, but you know, we'll need your help in reaching out to the MPs and or peers and encouraging them to do that.
The will of the people of West Papua was and remains perfectly clear. They wished and they wish to have the right of self-determination. They wanted and they want to work out their own destiny as a sovereign nation, independent of Indonesia. The Act of Free Choice had the purported effect of grafting into Indonesia the western part of the island of Papua. In fact, it had no such effect. The instrument was and is null and void in international law. It's depressing that most other nations, anxious for political and commercial reasons to retain Indonesia's goodwill, have turned a cynically blind eye to that illegality. There are two scandals here: the scandal of Indonesia's illegal annexation of West Papua and the scandal of the world's collusion with Indonesia. Indonesia has raped West Papua. It has killed, beaten and tortured West Papuan citizens, deprived them of their most basic civil liberties, and flooded West Papua with Indonesian immigrants in an attempt to gain the demographic upper hand. It has exploited its mineral and marine resources and devastated its ancient and irreplaceable forests. Until very recently, the story of West Papua has been practically unknown in the West. But the story is coming out. Despite Indonesia's ban on all foreign reporters and observers, the truth is emerging, and the world is beginning to wake up. The launch in 2008 of international parliamentarians for West Papua gave it a jolt. Another jolt was the launch in 2009 of international lawyers for West Papua, a coalition of lawyers devoted to the modest aim of seeing that West Papua is subject to the rule of law in the same way as most other nations. Activists have long spoken about the illegality of the Act of Free Choice, but detailed analysis of that illegality has been hard to find. It's been tucked away inside dusty journals of public international law. Peter Druglever's contribution is immense, significant and timely. He's set out in one exhaustive but accessible volume the case against Indonesia. We say that that case is unanswerable. We challenge Indonesia and its supporters to rebut Professor Druglever's contentions. If there is no answer, the nations of the world and all those interested in the rule of law, which is surely all decent people, should join the West Papuans in demanding an end to the subjugation and suffering of West Papua.